There's also this new 3 strikes rule for parents, right, who are trying to block visitation.
Yes. And, it's really important for kids to have access to both of their parents and for them to visit with both parents. But what this is doing now is it's done to address it dovetails in with the alienation issues. It's done to address when one parent withholds the child from the other parent. If they are found in contempt for doing that 3 times, that can now be used to potentially remove that parent as the custodial parent.
Okay, and again, this is just to make sure that kids have access to both of their parents. That basically
I'm sorry, Mr. Handicap Man. If you don't answer me when I speak to you, I'm gonna put my foot in your ass. Is that clear, dummy? Throw your dirt.
I said I'm never coming back again. Next, I stepped away from the mirror. I got my mind made up now, cause I can see the future much clearer.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail. More importantly, you saw the clip. Yes, it's a Texas law. Started on September 1st. All I'm gonna say first, this is about damn time. Jesus, it only took, I don't know, 40 years. I mean, first, I'm gonna make some statements. I'm off child support now, so this wouldn't help me. Oh wow, you're doing me a favor. I want to give you the finger, but whatever. First and foremost, with all of the years of data, and I said this in my lessons for non-custodial fathers, which is in a playlist, by the way. It was a book, but if you can't find a book, I put a playlist in this YouTube page. So, I said a long time ago, technology is going to change a lot. They took forever though. And I'm going to tell you, ladies, you mother something, they are still being lenient on y'all. You know how I know? Because guys used to say that they were getting alienated back in the day, right? Then you could bring out your phone records to say, yo, calling, no answer. That was before and during the cell phone era. All right. And it got so bad that the court started doing that. I forgot, they changed the name in different places. The court app where all the phone calls and text messages and emails are basically in the app, in the court app. So you got to do everything. So they basically overseeing everything. And they saw all the BS for years. For years. You know what I mean? So, got me sounding like, I forgot his name, Lord Jamar. They've seen this stuff for years. They know it's been going on. They know they've had plenty of times where women have went to court, first, second, third, fourth, fifth time, to the point that men stopped going to court. Because it's like, y'all not going to do nothing. You get what I'm saying? So part of this is we don't have the money to keep doing this. As in society doesn't have the money to keep doing this. In part, in a sense of not inside the courtroom. The court loves being in court, but the outside world, people aren't making as much money. Inflation, just the cost of living is rising. People ain't got time to argue about this stuff like they used to. And it's so prevalent that, like I've said before, it affects the school system. You get what I'm saying? This idea that, mothers are the best parents, and schools don't say that. The education is lacking. The manners are lacking. So that's for predominantly having moms involved like that, or the custodial parent. I'm not going to stay involved, but custodial parent. So all of these stereotypes are coming to an end, piece by piece. The other thing is, on the flip side, y'all think y'all diabolical, but y'all not. This idea that, if you go to court 3 times, so I gotta pay these court fees 3 times. I gotta pay a lawyer 3 times. Because see, people stop paying lawyers after a while. I was like, nah, I'd rather do this myself. Because why do I gotta go to court 3 times for the same thing? Think about that. 3 times for the same. If you go to court 3 times and they get, and you have this issue 3 times, then you go back to court and they might change custody. And I know mothers gonna get lawyers. They're gonna stretch out these 3 times. See, that was once that year. I did it 2 years ago. I did it, now, and I might do it 2 years prior. So the three strikes don't count. That's how they play these games. And the issue with the court is, when it's these custody battles, that's how you stretch them out. All of these come back and we set another case for you in 3 months. We set another case in 6 months. We set another case, or you caught them again. You set another case. It's, in my opinion, it's a step in the right direction, but it still highlights the blatant bias and incompetence of the court, because you got to get caught doing this stuff 3 times. Those rules don't really work both ways. You get what I'm saying? They don't really work both ways. But here's the other thing. Can we trust them? Nah. But I've seen situations where people have lost custody behind stuff like that. Here's the other thing about it, though. Then you're gonna have to have mothers paying child support, and oh God, that's a whole nother legal hurdle, a whole nother bias hurdle, because these judges are still like, oh, well, a mother shouldn't have to do anything. The mother shouldn't have to take care of their child. And it's just like in the instance of when they were talking about a male birth control pill. You don't really want fathers in mass to have custody of these kids, because it'll flip the society quick. And what I mean is, these kids will be, if you don't give them an option to run back to mama, you're gonna wind up with a better kids and a better society, more productive society. And then people are gonna go, well, why didn't we do this a long time ago? And then the whole feminism, yada yada yada, et cetera, et cetera. It's like, no, man. You see, the courts are very chivalrous, but the chivalry ain't really working in the real world, like I spoke about before. But as we saw recently, and I did a video recently with Brittany Renner, and that exchange, that needs to be implemented. See, you're gonna say, if that should be part of it. If I go over to pick the kid up and she trying to start a fight, that should be part of the 3 strikes. You get what I'm saying? That type of stuff. I wasn't there. I forgot. I just had to go to the store real quick. I ran out of gas. All of that should be in there. Because what winds up happening is, the courts have this history of, it's got to be blatantly this thing this way. So all of this other stuff is just, that happened, that's just one time, and that happened, that's just one time, and that happened, that's just one time, and that happened, that's just one time. Now, all is the same exact thing. You get what I'm saying? It's all, alienation. It's all creating issues when there's an exchange or custody. It's all the same thing. But the court wants you, if she does this way at this time on these days, in this particular order, then we're gonna count it. No, no. Use the same leniency and common sense and wide lens that you use with the men. The same way when you fishing for information for the guy to stick it to him, because you already made it in your mind. We sticking it to him today. Yeah. I just need to know. I just need to know certain key things so I could stick them to them, a certain way, But we've already made our mind up, type of situation. No, you know, keep it the same way. Like I said, is it a step in the right direction? Yeah, but don't play. But if you get to the point where guys are doing this and they going to court and they're going to court over and over again, and y'all not even following y'all own laws because y'all doing what you always do, slap on the wrist, slap on the wrist, slap on the wrist, slap on the wrist, slap on that one count. Slap on the wrist, slap on the wrist, slap on the wrist, that one count. Well, you need a lawyer, you need this, you need that, you need this, I need to pay somebody. Okay. Because you got to remember, at the end of the day, um, there is a thing where these child support payments, there is a correlation with judges' retirements. Some of the fees go to judges' retirements. So at some point, you're gonna have to stop that shit because that in itself made the whole system biased in itself. Because you can get the 3 strikes, and that's why if they do it 3 times and it's found doing it 3 times, they could possibly change the custody, but they're not going to necessarily change the custody if it changes the residual income from child support payments to their retirement. I would do it, but you make more money than she do, and I want to go. I want to go on the beach in the Bahamas. You should have your baby, but your baby or me on the beach. What am I gonna choose? But hey, that's just my perspective. You tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Peace.